Hi, everybody. This is Vince Gilligan. Jesus, the creator of Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston is here, also play Walt.
Aaron Paul, I play Jesse.
RJ Mitte, I play Walt Jr.
Anna Gunn, I play Skyler.
Betsy Brandt, I play Marie.
John Lancie, I play Donald.
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
Good to have you with us, John.
And this is our last episode of the second season.
Yes. God, that is embarrassing. Of course, it's a. We just did a commentary for the first episode. Now I'm thinking, they just ran back the first episode, and of course, this was the point all season long was to bookend the season with what began the season, thus ends the season, and yeah.
You have that bear, right, Vince?
I have I have one of the bears. They were handmade for us by a lady who did a wonderful job. I think they made 6 or 8 of them or 9 of them or something. I have one of them, and it's nasty, filthy now. It's
I bet.
because it was. That's the one I have still. The one that was in that one shot there. But and I say nasty, filthy now because it was immersed in water, and now it's got cooties.
It's just so creepy looking. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, this is the teaser for the episode that it tries to explain all season long what these teasers meant, and I heard from a lot of fans wondering who's in the body bag, what's going on,
Yeah.
and this answers it.
Yes. Although apparently not to some viewers' satisfaction.
Some people are like, so who's in the body bags?
And there's conspiracy theories running wild.
Yeah. I was
Aliens came.
I was actually in the left body bag.
Resting.
And,
just resting.
Yes, I was resting.
I bet that was a good nap.
Rip Taylor was in the other, I believe. A really wonderful CGI shot here.
Yeah.
I love that.
With the smoke. And you look at the helicopter, you can see the little helicopters.
Yeah, the helicopters of it.
We had to really fight for the helicopters.
Really?
Yeah, because everything costs money. Everything.
Well, how much would a painting in a helicopter cost?
We have wonderful folks who do it for a nice price, but everything costs money. Every pixel you see on TV, on a show that you love or a show that you don't love, everything costs money. Everything is hard.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot. You were so good in this scene, man.
I love you. And she also had a metal chest plate on as well.
Because you could really hurt someone doing this.
You break ribs.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Aaron, talk about how Kristen here would cry because of the way you were crying.
Yeah, it just really affected her. She couldn't hold it in, so we had to take a moment and take a break. But she kind of broke down, and she's wonderful. She
did a great job.
Yeah.
She plays dead very convincingly.
Yes, she does.
Which sounds like a kind of a dopey half compliment. The truth is I got to imagine it's very hard. It's very hard to, especially when someone's pounding on your chest, to not blink.
Aaron, if I were in the room with you, I'd hug you right now.
Give me a hug.
That's all right. We're having a group hug here.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys.
Betsy's actually, as we speak, 800 miles away. You're in Albuquerque.
So far away.
Yeah. Look, speak of the devil.
This episode was directed by Adam Bernstein, who has directed 3 or 4 of these episodes so far.
Isn't he just great? I think he's great.
I love him.
He's great. And I met him way back. I was doing an ill-fated CBS pilot that never went anywhere, but he was. We met on that. He was going to direct that, and we never worked together on that. But years later, here on Breaking Bad, we get to work together. Right. He's an interesting director because he is. You get pigeonholed in Hollywood, and he is. You're either a drama guy or you're a comedy guy, and he travels back and forth between both worlds. He'll do an episode of, say, Homicide: Life on the Streets, which is a wonderful show. Very gritty, and then he'll do the pilot for Scrubs, or I believe 30 Rock.
Yeah, he did 30
Rock. We did a lot
Rock.
of 30 Rock. Yeah. And you don't get to do that. They try to pigeonhole you. You don't usually get to do that.
Pigeonhole?
Mm-hmm.
RJ,
Yes.
let it go.
This is Jonathan's first air, isn't it? It's the first time we see Jonathan Banks.
Yes.
And character of Mike, the PI.
And he's great.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky to get to be in a room here with John Delancey, who I've always wanted to work with, and Jonathan Banks is another guy. I've always loved Jonathan Banks. I used to watch Wise Guy back in college, and he was the boss. He was Vinny Terranova's boss on Wise Guy, and he was so damn good. You can see it snowing. It was snowing just in that one shot.
He and I did a show together once where we had to kiss, and he's never gotten over it.
No, really?
Yeah.
Tell us more, Jonathan.
Yeah, what was the show?
Every time I see him, he goes, "I can't believe that we kissed."
What do you say?
Yeah, it was a little short.
Was it at a bar?
I said, "Jonathan, you have to get over these things."
That's
You
what
made an
said.
impression. You made an
What was the
impression.
show?
Fired up.
Fire.
Really?
Okay.
Up. YouTube.
I bet y'all were.
Maybe it was magic for him. Yeah. This was the interesting thing. If you watch these scenes closely, you very seldom see. Looking at the door, there's very artfully done. Like when Jonathan just came in the front door there, it's always the camera's placed very carefully because out the front door is just a bunch of lights because this is actually on a soundstage.
Yep.
Well, it's the magic of filmmaking.
I don't think is there any interior practical that we use? Practical meaning the actual location. So we use the exteriors of these houses and the condos and things. But
In our house, Dean and
that's true.
Hank and Marie's
true.
house, we do. We're starting
That's
to
a
do
very
less
good
of that, but
Well, we're bringing it back in season 3. We're doing more of it. But the trouble is, it's every time you leave the studio, or we shoot at Q Studios in Albuquerque. Every time, and not just us, any production. Anytime you leave a studio, it adds tens of thousands of dollars to each day because you got to load everything up in the trucks.
anytime you leave a studio, it costs you more money.
Yeah.
You shoot exterior, it costs you more money than shooting interior.
Yeah.
Here's your story. You woke up, you found her, that's all you know. Say it. Say it, please. I woke up, I found her, that's all I know.
He hits me so hard here, over and that was like a legitimate hit. Al Goda wasn't there, sadly, that day.
He really popped you.
He popped me so many times.
You had it coming.
Yeah.
You deserved it.
He was feeling pain over the lost kiss with John Delancey.
I know. You were his substitution, beating me up.
Did he kiss
But I
you
don't
too?
know. I mean, it looked good. It must have added to the
Right on the ear. Oh man.
Police officers
I demanded that he do it through all the rehearsals too.
Well, he lived up to it.
Maybe you could just write in
you're a sick man, Vince, but we love you. We love
Somebody
it.
just hits Jesse.
Beat on Jesse.
As a joke on Jonathan Banks, you should just write in that he has to kiss a John Delancey.
Yeah, just for fun.
Oh, that's good.
There's a reason to bring me back.
Yes. I like it. I like it.
I was not here.
Donald gets transformed by this whole experience.
Fascinating.
It helps him overcome his grief.
That's right.
That's part of the process.
All I can say is if that kiss leads to some sort of musical scene, can I have a number in that?
Yes.
Sure.
I would like
Breaking
a dance
Bad
number.
musical.
I would like a
That's
Breaking
what we
Bad
should do.
musical dance number.
Listen, I have myself as a full transvestite in another show, so we can.
Learning so much about John Delancey.
John, bring your
Yes, which
outfit. Bring your transvestite
bring it
outfit.
home.
Bring it.
You
Show
have it.
Vince what you've got.
Do you have it just
We'll
in
see
case?
what we can do with this.
People used to ask me in Star Trek, where did you get that judge's robe? And I used to say, oh, I just brought it out of my closet.
It seemed to work.
They do. We hire actors based on the clothes they have in their closet.
I was told that once. I was told that we hired you because we really liked your suit. Seriously?
Yeah.
Cheerio.
A little shout out to Cheerios here. You know, a guy, we went and spoke to some USC writers class, and the wonderful professor, a very nice guy, and he loves the show, but he said, you do a lot of product placement on your show. Then you must make a lot of money. Like here. I was like, we don't get paid for any of this stuff. People actually eat Cheerios in real life, so let's have a real box of cereal versus, Oleos or something made up by the prop department.
Right.
I agree. I think normally they would do what they call Greeking out the actual lettering, and I think that draws more attention to the thing than
Yeah.
just having the real thing.
And then, but it's tricky because the other side of that knife, the other flip side of that is you want to. Oh, look, that's weird. I just noticed the
carton.
The carton. Just speaking of which, I never noticed that before.
Turned.
Carton turned. Yeah.
The baby did it.
Yeah,
the baby did
it.
That's weird.
Are those donations?
Yes.
Actual donations?
Now you're holding a doll there, yes?
A heavy
It's
doll.
not a.
Yes, I am holding a doll. We have,
Jello baby.
several babies playing the role of Holly in the show. We have rotating twins. Sometimes twins and sometimes, but the babies are allowed, 12 minutes on the set once they're on set or something?
Yeah.
Is that,
Some
do you know
very
that, Bryan?
restrictive number.
Yeah, it's a very small.
And then they have to be discarded.
Then they have to be
We
discarded.
have to put them in the dumpster.
through babies like
Like Major League Baseball goes through baseballs.
They'll throw them out if they get scuffed.
We throw them out to the crowd.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
But no, it's
We
true.
have guest people come and we just hand them, here's a baby.
I'm beginning to understand. This is not commentary. This is break every illusion.
That's right. That's right.
Filmmaker.
Yes, that's right.
We brand the babies.
Yeah.
BRBA.
This is not really Bryan
Each one
pissing
of
the
them.
baby. This is
That's right.
This is
No,
his clone.
We will always, we always have to double cast for babies because you never know if a baby's going to be fussy and you need them quiet. If you need, so we always will have at least two.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. I just directed Butterfly, and I had to... Oh, God.
There's Mr. Delancey.
Nothing
Whoa.
stops him in his
Round
tracks
of applause.
than seeing himself on the screen.
Fen.
What are you thinking?
No.
Fen.
That's what I'm thinking. Fen or some sort of Dexedrine, then. How's that?
This is just devastating.
Yeah, this is tough. This next scene coming up after the commercial break. You guys are so damn good in this scene. I think that was the biggest single guy we ever had work for a show. That guy is very, very large man. I mean, tall
Yeah, in a good way.
in a good way.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Everybody, all
This
these
is
guys
just
did a
so
good job.
raw right here.
Sir?
I love the very well directed, very well acted. I love the, it is like moving meat. I mean, I guess when you do this for a living, it's not that these guys are being disrespectful. It's just this is the way it's done.
That's how you have to do it.
And then I love the weightlifting, the same kind of belts that guys who move refrigerators have to wear, the spinal belts.
I woke up and I found her.
Not to sound ironic, with that dead weight, literally.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Moving a dead body, I imagine, is very cumbersome. This young lady did a very nice job, too. A local Albuquerque actress.
April.
Scene like this, with an actress like this, you have a small part with a few lines, and I would imagine, again, not being an actor, but I would imagine you want to put a little extra spin on it and, get your screen time memorable and all that. But the truth is, it's memorable when it's real.
Yeah.
And this woman plays it just very straight. And as do John and Aaron here. Just such a wonderful, beautifully underplayed scene here. Because it goes without saying, poor Donald here is so broken up. But I'm talking when you should be. Say something, John. But do you remember shooting this?
Probably not.
Yeah, I remember that the heat in the room was between Aaron and I. And
I was just trying not to look at you.
Because you're expecting Donald to just reach out and just start beating the living hell out of this guy.
It's just one of those faces.
Yeah, it's just on their faces. It's just both of you guys just crushed this thing.
I can't believe he took my picture.
He took Apology Girl.
He took Apology Girl.
And then you get this happy tone.
Yeah.
Now, this SaveWalterWhite.com is an actual working website, right?
Good point, Aaron. It is. It's,
yeah.
We bought the rights to Save Walter White, or however, whatever you do on the internet, and yeah, you can
Just checking in.
Send me a donation.
Yes, it all goes straight to young Mr. Mitte here. Who,
I got bills to pay.
He's going to buy a bitchin' Camaro with him.
Yes.
You can send
Actually, it
donations,
goes to
right?
cancer research.
Yeah, cancer research.
Which is, in all honesty.
And plus, I have kids to feed.
oh, you know,
No,
I went to a dinner party a couple weeks ago, and I walked in, and there was a guy there who I knew was a really hard-bitten L.A. reporter, and he jumps up and he goes, "Oh my God, Breaking Bad. I watch it, but then I pause it, and I have to walk around the room. It's too intense. It's too difficult for me to watch. And then I walk around the room, and then I come back to it.
That's a great comment.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. That's awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And coming from this guy who's seen it all.
Wow.
Assailant last month. Combo, I hear you say? Why, I'm unfamiliar with that name. Was he a Nobel laureate, perchance? No. He was a dipshit wannabe banger. Now, no arrests, save for stealing a baby Jesus from Knights of Columbus manger back when he was 17. This dude was so low rep, he never showed up on our radar. So why am I talking about him? Anyone? Bueller?
He was dealing blue sky.
That's right. Now, how is it that the purest, most professional grade of meth we've ever come across is being slung by the likes of that? But wait, it gets better. Since baby Jesus thief there.
We're saying in the other commentary, this is a hard location to shoot. This is the Sims building right in the heart of downtown Albuquerque. And it's great because that's not what you call a translite out the window. Translite's a big poster, a big photograph blown up to make it look like reality out the window. But that's how you usually do it in a scene like this. But those are that's real life out there.
Yeah.
But getting up here is a big deal because the whole crew, 60, 70, 80 people have to come up in a little elevator. Because this is 9 floors up, we're shooting this.
Los Lunas, huh? Maybe if you give him a pack of cigarettes, he'll tell you what he did with Jimmy Hoffa. No. I've been thinking.
I actually heard from a fan of ours who is a teacher at the prisons in Los Lunas. And his prisoners loved the show and said, but we don't get pudding cups. There's no pudding cups. It's like, okay.
Wow.
But, yeah.
We should have
So we're a big hit in the prisons as well.
I think we would like to officially apologize.
To Los Lunas Penitentiary, yeah.
We should
To
send
the family of
We
Los
should send him
Lunas.
some pudding cups.
Jello cups.
We should send him some pudding cups.
We should.
Who wouldn't like a nice pudding cup?
I mean, I love pudding.
I know. Get them on the straight and narrow.
It's very comforting.
It's comfort
It is.
food.
It's definitely comfort pudding.
Delicious pudding.
Come on, 2,800. Come on, big 28. You can do it. Only $30 more. $30 more. Well, that's actually the most joyful meal I think
love
that's
it.
ever
I
been
know, that's
shown.
I
in
love
my
it. I
household.
love to see that.
No, but but it's one-sided.
That's right. One side is joyful, the other side not so much.
Now, how much do y'all have to actually eat when you do those scenes? Because we do a lot of meal scenes.
We eat very carefully. It's usually a lettuce leaf that I chew on.
I dig in.
Brian eats
I
between
never know
takes.
when my next meal is going to
Exactly.
come.
It's very uncomfortable.
I watch. I have to watch my figure.
This is a real
A real meth, a crack
real
house.
crack house.
No,
no,
that's not.
but it's a
just
real
looks like it.
dilapidated house that it was perfect for. It's right in my neighborhood, actually.
That's
in
right.
Albuquerque.
That's actually his house.
Pretty close.
It is. It's a nice house. It was a nice house. It is dilapidated, or it was when this was shot. But the folks who owned it, I think, were in the process or about to get into a major renovation of it. So it
really,
I believe
they could renovate that thing.
Neat.
No, because it had good bones, as they say in real estate.
Yeah.
It looks great as it is. I think they should keep it like that.
It's an old house in the turn of the century. It was built. I think it's actually a nice house. It's just not in its present state.
It's kind
here.
of run down a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're working the scene. It's so terrific.
Oh my God.
This scene just blows me away. I love this guy.
Wait, is this the dude with the fish gills in his arm?
No. There's another. There's a guy coming up who is a.
He's been in the show a few times.
The guy.
Tell us where you get these guys.
We pick them off the street.
There's a wonderful. These are all wonderful folks who. There's a lot of makeup on these folks. They don't. These folks are not. There's a lot of makeup, but there's a wonderful lady named Gwen Savage who is our extras casting lady in Albuquerque, and she's fearless. She goes in all kinds of neighborhoods. She just goes up to people. She says, "I like your look. Would you ever like to be on TV? Would you like to be in a movie?"
Yeah, that's
real. That's real.
That's all real.
That's real.
Yeah, that's all real.
Oh my
He's a very nice young guy.
He is. He's a nice guy. He was
nice.
When me and Dean had that scene in the car, he was there.
Yes,
that's where I met him.
Episode 3 of this season. You're watching the DVDs of. Yeah. Was it 3?
No, it was first season.
He was a part of first season as well.
He was a part of first season because Dean takes me to
I'm sorry.
the crack hotel or whatever.
God, they're all running together in my head. No, you're right. Yeah.
I love this. Like Bryan said, wake up and kind of think that you're getting robbed. Like, get away from me, and it really helped with the scene.
Because that wasn't in the script. Was that you guys, or was that Adam, or was that?
No, it was Bryan.
Oops, was that okay that we did that?
I love it. No, I love it. I've always loved it.
Question, Aaron. How much practice did you have to go through to train for this role?
Now.
Oh man, I've gone through a lot of heartache in my life.
This scene is just such a well played scene. So very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just he's finally holding on to somebody and just lets go.
And this was oddly enough, as we said, not a soundstage. This was in a real dumpy, dilapidated building, which I would imagine helps you guys.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to squeeze you right now.
I love you, Betsy.
I love you.
I killed her.
The only thing I wish we could, if we could do it different, the only thing I wish we could have done something to your teeth. Your teeth are perfect.
Oh, being a meth user.
Yeah.
And they call that meth mouth.
I think if he was a real actor, he would have allowed his teeth to rot naturally.
God, Aaron.
Right.
You should have put those Crest white strips away.
Stop brushing. Stop brushing for a little while.
More product placement.
Yes.
Crest
white strips.
Nothing.
The white strips meth heads prefer.
We really are schmucks for giving all this stuff away. I mean, giving away the product placement stuff. We should be getting paid. Getting paid.
We are
paid, yo.
Paid for it.
Yo.
This is such a sad scene.
Oh my God.
Oh.
John, you do such a great job in this scene. And that, by the way, is Elizabeth Bishop, wonderful poet. Apropos of nothing, I love her poetry, and we thought that might be something. Yeah.
So you put that up
that's
in the
great.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
She's now suing him. Yeah.
Now, if you notice right here,
She doesn't enjoy that product placement.
on the wall, you see the floating bear at the top right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the bear has been shown throughout the entire season, just kind of hidden in scenes. But
That's a great wall.
I guess they should be. I don't know. Just use your best judgment. There's no yellow dress here. It's all black and gray. When's the last time you saw her ever wearing a yellow dress? What about blue? Blue's better than black, right? No, not dark blue. More like, well, not super bright either. I mean, blue is blue. No.
This scene was just so wonderfully written and played, John. It felt so real.
Yeah.
That your attention goes to something else, and
Wonderfully
It's a great
done.
juxtaposition
Yeah.
between those
I like
images.
This is a good puppet.
When I
So that's
You can't even tell the
that's a
hand in the
high-tech
back.
puppet, right?
Those
That's a
are
cute
little
little baby.
fresh babies, little fresh ones.
when I got this job, I was told, you're going to be able to do stuff that people usually don't hire you to do. And then my concern, obviously, was whether I was going to be, emotionally prepared for it. And then I discovered that actually I was perhaps a little over-prepared for it. That
What do you mean?
well, all I could think of is that this is my daughter, and then I have my own children, and it's so easy to go there.
Yeah.
And I found myself to be really, I got to pull back. I got to pull back. It was the opposite of what I thought was going to be the case, because I'm used to playing just assholes.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
I remember. I remember
Playing assholes.
the end of episode 12 when Walt allows Jane to pass. When we were shooting that scene, Bryan just really was affected by it, and we had to go straight from there to do our cast and crew photo shoot, our picture.
Yeah.
And Bryan just couldn't.
right.
He couldn't shake it.
And more contributions.
Thanks for saying that. Yeah.
No, I mean, but it was
No, it's true.
it was beautiful.
I
though.
did the same thing, John. It was like in looking at Jane passing away, and there was a moment there where I go, my God, this is someone's daughter, and being a father myself, it's like it's not difficult if you're open to it. And I envisioned my own daughter dying in front of me, unwittingly, but that's where it went.
Right.
Yeah, I was prepping a little thing to whatever that internet thing to do, and just going back into it. And I was saying to my wife, God, I just really feel lousy today. And she goes, well, you've been working on this scene all day.
Yeah.
And
And that's why my hat's off to all of you folks sitting here, actors. It's just I know nothing about it, about what it's really must be like to do it. It must just ring you out. It must turn you inside out.
But you do, because you write it, so you've had to go through the process too. So
there is a certain truth to that. I go through the process, but not on the personal, visceral level that you folks do, I don't think. Although I have had scenes like, some of the scenes in this episode, writing them, it does sober you up, which is good for me because I'm usually drunk. So,
We all know how it works like that.
But doing it, actually portraying it versus putting it through your fingers onto a computer screen is, I think there's a more immediacy when you're actually portraying it. It must be. Oh, and Giancarlo Esposito.
This is,
Wonderful actor. Wonderful. We're so lucky to have the cast we have, our regular cast and our guest cast. We got just the tops.
I love the scene.
I love this dude. This is a great scene.
Just him donating. It's just.
That's a rough one. Oh, hey, you don't have to do that.
Please.
Oh, I was the one who hand lettered the little Walt's surgery fund thing here. That's the love, I just, because I care.
Because I care.
Serenity. No.
oh my God, where did you find
There's the
this?
Breaking Bad green.
This is actually outside of a casino.
Yeah, this is an Indian casino, just south of the airport.
Isleta.
Isleta. Yeah, it's a very nice casino, very nice people.
It was very, very cold that day. And
Freezing.
in this scene, you'll be able to see the condensation coming out of our mouths. And that heat from the pool is because it's hitting exceptionally cold air. You'll see.
Which is great.
Was it?
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
It was
Yeah,
great.
it looks
It looks
great.
wonderful. Yeah.
Hey, didn't we have like a foot of snow that year? Or?
We had. I remember on the pilot, we had to shut. We were afraid we were going to get shut down. The 40 and the 25, the two interstates, were shut down because there was only 6 snowplows in the whole city of Albuquerque. So the two interstates were shut down when we were prepping the pilot.
I love the fact that you've got the green in this scene, Vince. Was that on purpose in terms of the palette that's used in the show?
We have thank you for asking. We have Rob Wilson King, our production designer on this season, and wonderful guy, and Kathleen DeToro, our wardrobe supervisor and designer, both of them have such an eye for color. And we spend a lot of time thinking about color. For instance, in the pilot in season 1, Walt goes from beige to green. In other words, from lifeless to lively, and that was another example just then of putting those nice terracottas against the greens, and a lot of.
Each character has our own color palette.
Yes, yeah.
I finally got one this year.
Thank God.
You turned 17, and that's when you get a color palette.
Wow.
You get pubes, you get a palette.
Wow. Pubes and palettes.
Pubes and
We just call it P&P in the business.
I've been having this for a while.
Betsy showing some cleave.
Wow, Betsy.
We call it cleave in the business. Yeah.
Thank you to my son. A big shout out to my son.
Now we're not hiding the pregnant belly anymore.
With big bazooms.
For giving me the Taz that I had the last episode.
Oh, and this is also the debut of
Peter Rainier.
Vic Ramone.
Our B camera operator, Peter Rainier.
Yes.
Right there.
Is operating the video camera there, and we gave him the name Vic Ramone.
Vic Ramone.
Like Vic Damone.
Now he's known as Calzone Ramone because he has a penchant for eating calzones.
There he is. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite moments coming up right here, where Betsy tells Walt or Bryan to smile. When he's trying to force this smile.
Funny.
Oh, I love that.
Look right here.
Yes.
And look at him. Look. Oh. It's so good. Look at that. He just can't do it.
It's so painful.
I mean, it's just so
Walt,
brilliant.
turn that frown upside down.
You should be happy. I did this all for you.
Yeah. Well, as I should tell the folks how this scene originally ended that we cut out. It was shot. The scene ends originally in the script. It ended with him vomiting onto the girl's shoe. I kid you not. I'm not joking.
That's right.
I remember doing it.
Yes.
I remember being there.
It's coming. It looks like it. Yeah.
Well, it would have come. That's why that shot you saw previously, looking up close past the woman's nice high-heel shoe, because he winds up puking on it at the end of the scene. Then we figured it was gilding the lily.
We're almost ready. I'll be taking you in just a minute.
I love this scene. I love this scene.
This is
Isn't this great? All three of you guys are so good in this thing. I love Anna's turn here when and you play a good.
This is what got you your second Emmy right here.
Good doofus.
He's talking to Bryan Cranston, by the way, not me.
I'm just kidding.
This is so great.
Just drug-induced.
Drug-induced doofusry.
Like Aaron, y'all did a lot of practice.
I love the yawn and the taking out the glasses.
I love the way. I'm joking about being a doofus. I love the way you play it drugged here. It's not that easy, I would imagine.
Yeah, she's just like that normal.
It's so fun because it's fun to watch people laugh. It's fun to watch Walt let go. It's fun to watch Walt just be, out there.
It is nice seeing Skyler get to smile there too. There's a lot of pain in this season. But I love this turn coming up for Anna for Skyler. I love the way Anna plays this.
Look at that.
Well, it's interesting because you had Skyler sort of choose all these things were happening and he came up with these stories and she finally went, all right, I'll just hang with that story. I'm not going to look into it any further. Yeah. And then.
Which one?
Which phone? Yeah.
Which phone? Jay Roberts, one of our writers, came up with this bit and we were in the room. We're like, it's time story-wise for the other shoe to drop. How do we do it exactly? And Jay said, the second cell phone. We're like, duh. Yeah, absolutely. So that was a great moment.
I like this montage.
This was tough, too. I was laying on that gurney for a long time.
I was in there that day getting a lot of photos in there, and it was really upsetting to just see you. God.
They flip you over, they manhandle you.
It's rough. I went through 3 surgeries, and you want to talk about mess up your back.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So beautiful.
Sam McMurray, the actor right here, plays the surgeon, Dr. Victor Brovnik, named for a wonderful gentleman with the DEA who has been helping, a chemist, who has helped us immensely over the course of the series.
Now, do you write the scene and then hand it off to a medical expert to make sure everything is tip-top? Yeah.
Like, for instance, in this scene, I knew I've had 2 back surgeries myself, and they were done very wonderfully. They're done by an excellent surgeon here in L.A., but, you are kind of a piece of meat when you're in the...
Yeah.
Not that I remember it because I was out cold, but they have to manhandle you around, and I knew I wanted that, but otherwise we left it to the tech advisors.
I went through 3 ganglion blocks, and they're not gentle at all.
Jesus, that sounds bad.
And then look at this color all of a sudden appearing.
I love to see you in the pink.
What's the story
Pink
of
and the
this?
goatee.
Notice that's the same color of the teddy bear.
Yes.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
Yeah, this is a new man with a new life and a new goatee glued on here very carefully. Actually, it was sticking up at one point. We had to digitally.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, lay it down there.
I would say we shoot these episodes over a course of 8 days, and I couldn't grow a real goatee over the course of over a weekend.
Yeah.
So this is a fake one.
Yeah. Sam McMurray here, I loved him in Raising Arizona. He was...
he's hilarious.
Mind you don't cut yourself, Mordecai. He's a good dad. I pity you. I love that. God, I could quote every line of the movie.
Please don't.
Okay, all right. They should hire me for the Raising Arizona.
Yeah, they should.
You definitely got the accent down.
I mean, just more, independent.
Yes.
When can I leave Walt?
Yes. Yeah.
That's really what I'm getting at here.
He can do this on his own, then, you're saying.
If I leave him in the parking lot,
would that be all right?
Would he be able to walk home from here? This is good stuff coming up here.
Don, hey, Stu.
This actor here, a nice gentleman, we found out after we hired him, and he does a great job here, the gentleman working with John here. He was in a TV show called Small Wonder, a sitcom in the mid-'80s.
Oh, I remember him.
Wonder.
Small Wonder.
It was on Saturdays.
Do yourself a favor.
Vicky.
Yes, so she's a robot. He builds a robot daughter.
Oh my God, that's right.
It'll change your life. I swear to God. Look it up on YouTube.
I love that show.
The theme song from Small Wonder. The theme, the opening title sequence.
Are you going to sing it?
No, but it's
please.
Once you have it in your head, it will never go away. Just be careful when you YouTube it. You cannot unring that bell.
He has
once
a familiar face.
But he's a very nice actor. Did a nice job. And our wonderful production designer built this amazing
it's a great set.
Yeah.
It's,
Really built that one.
I actually don't.
Did you do this on the stages? Was this on the stages?
I believe it was.
FEMA 311, contact Albuquerque Center 134.6.
It's all gibberish. How are you going to know?
I kept on saying, I've got to have these lines. I've got to have these lines. I mean, this is stuff that's almost impossible to learn. I've got to have these lines.
Yeah.
Well, I got the line.
Too late, and that's my and that's my fault, and I am responsible for that. No, it's gibberish. How are you going to say all that stuff?
And what's amazing is that I listened to all the stuff in which how they really do it.
Yeah.
It is so fast that I don't know why planes don't fall out of the sky all the time.
Those guys are geniuses.
I love this.
Wow, that's very uplifting.
This scene is so good. Anna is so good in this thing, and obviously Bryan, both you guys are so goddamn good in this thing.
What about the baby?
Baby steals it, man.
Baby is quiet. That is good.
Overdoes it a little bit.
Baby number 3.
Baby 4.
This is great.
Jello baby.
How long did this scene take to shoot?
It took a while. I mean, what was beautiful about it was that I think both cameras were handheld on this, I'm pretty sure. And it was really like choreographing a ballet, really, because we all had to move together as one. And as I crossed the room, everybody moved over there. And we were all so close and read each other so well that you start to almost breathe together, and they anticipate your move, and I'm trying to anticipate when they need to move. And you're really it's like dancing together when it's handheld like that.
And yet, so you're aware of them, and yet you're obviously not looking at them. It must be like a hyper awareness because you're not thinking about them, and yet you are.
Yeah.
Honey, we have been over this. Asked and answered, right?
But then it got me thinking again about all the strange behavior.
I love the way this thing builds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way it's played is just.
And Anna had the difference. She has to drive this scene. She also has all that business to do, and then it has to be repeated in fairly the same order and time.
Yeah,
it's very tough.
And we have the best script supervisor who keeps a very, very close eye on everything. So she'll say to me, you know, Anna, you didn't have that blue sweater during that line. You had it on this line, and you have to get that stuff right. Otherwise, it's a nightmare to edit it all together.
Yeah, it's true.
Helen.
Dame Helen Coleman.
Shout out.
That's what I was
Yes.
thinking for the last few weeks.
With whom?
It's because, you know, it's hard enough to get all these lines right, and then when you're acting them, and then I would imagine, and then to get the right emotion on them, just the right emotion, and then all the same time you're thinking, did I pick the thing up at that moment? Did I pick the suitcase up? Did I switch hands?
Yeah,
with it?
which
Did I
hand
put my
was it
hand
in?
up?
All that.
And those are the kind of things you really don't want to be focusing on a conscious level when you're working like that. It has to be subconsciously, or else you'll lose track.
This was interesting, this little moment that sort of evolves out of, you know, because we rehearsed it and it was something quite different. And then I think Adam really coaxed that along, that particular, this
moment.
Yeah.
For your treatment, Gretchen and Elliot.
It's almost kind of sexy.
Sexy and cruel, almost. She's like really exacting some revenge. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah.
That
Well, it's
whispering.
like I think the feeling was that she had decided at a certain point to turn a blind eye. She decided, all right, these stories don't add up. But you know what? He's got cancer. I don't know. I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna go along. Yeah. And then she finds out that that's not the truth. And I think that the feeling is, you want to know how I found out. It's really like it's like a cat playing with a mouse almost.
It's nice.
Which is an interesting reveal of her character. Rather than screaming and throwing things around the room, she goes really quiet.
Lorraine's Bobbitt.
No, for the jugular.
Shame on you.
I don't believe I remember any penis cutting off.
That comes later on.
Maybe she can
All right, Bob, that was like before you were born, man. Jesus.
Possible. It turns out that not only is the money not from your mother, she didn't even know that you have cancer. You never went to see her. I dropped you at the airport. I picked you up. You were gone for 4 days. And yet she swears that you were never there. Lies on top of lies on top of lies.
Skyler.
I don't know why you had to keep whacking the baby against the door frame there every take.
She wouldn't be quiet.
And then she got really
It's the classic
quiet.
fork play.
Yeah.
Too
really,
quiet,
really
bad
quiet.
quiet.
And that's why she doesn't buckle her in right here.
You know what?
She snaps into the base. It's all very
snap-in
perfectly safe.
People with no kids, they don't know those things.
Skyler, don't do this, please.
And I'm willing to tell her exactly what's going on right here and now.
That's right.
Skyler, please don't go.
But you don't.
Do you think you would have done it?
Yes,
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything that I wanted is now blowing up. So,
Yeah.
but she doesn't want to hear it.
Will you stay?
We know.
Stay, and I will tell
It's
you.
going to be something
Is
bad.
it because I'm wearing a pink sweater? Is that why you're leaving?
It's because I can't deal with that shade of magenta.
I'm getting in touch with my feminine side.
Well, you get.
I wish you were chasing her down the street in your pink
Right.
sweater.
That's so Larry David. That was so perfect.
It's okay for men to wear this.
Oh, Skyler. I'm still a man underneath.
You do sound like
That's Jerry.
Wait for a 515 radio check.
John, you play this so nice here.
Climb and maintain 1
getting all that lingo, which is, I mean, this lingo, as far as I know, we did our best to make it accurate, but to my layman ear, it sounds like gibberish. But and then yet playing the emotion to it.
What's amazing is that when you hear the actual guys do it, it is so fast.
Yeah.
It's so fast that you just kind of go, well, I can't understand.
Yeah.
And that was my big concern.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. No, and
so this is slower than what they really do.
But
it works perfect because you're having a meltdown here. Your character.
Also, how do you create that sweat, John?
Yes. Well, we spent a great deal of time putting some sort of tube in the top of my head. Well, that sweat. Actually, that sweat.
Were you sweating on cue?
Well, of course. I went to drama school.
Of course.
Of course. That's all real.
Here comes the sweat that should be
the top.
We might have cut it. You know why? Because I think
it didn't work.
No, I think it worked fine. I just we felt gilding the lily. It was not necessary because you get everything you need from your eyes. You get what's going. In spades. You get that. I love this shot coming up. This shot coming up was done by a company that did all the special effects for the most recent Battlestar Galactica, which is wonderfully done. And they created this explosion in the sky overhead. Did a wonderful job. And our sound people, our post-production sound people created wonderful, as they always do.
Look, that's phenomenal.
That's
amazing.
That's all
Yeah.
special effects.
Yeah.
None of that.
That's
None of
great.
that happens.
Zoic, the company, did their magic to it, and this is really Albuquerque. This is really, and this thing, that's what makes it.
Yeah.
That's what, and that was their
That's
idea.
the best.
Yeah.
They said, "How about we flip around?" I said, "No." But then it was great. Boom. And then Dennis Peterson, our physical effects guy, blew up the water with an air cannon.
Yeah,
and,
air cannon, and
buried under, submerged.
Ooh, look at that.
And then you can see a piece of shrapnel hit Bryan in the back of the head. Wait.
That's right. Brilliant.
And the underwater shot and end season.
You should feel honored. You've killed more people than Bryan has.
Way to go.
Yeah.
It's the end of season 2.
End of season 2. Nice.
Till you see
Watching.
season 3 is crazy good.
Season 3 coming up.
Soon.
Coming out when you buy this, yes. By the
And
time
it's
you buy
surprisingly
this,
a lot more darker.
It is pretty
Darker.
more
It just
darker.
gets darker and darker, but in such a beautiful way.
It's darker but gooder.
Yeah, it is so much gooder.
You must be the writer.
So much gooder.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you.